What's up, y'all? Erroneous here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the 10.50 update. If you haven't tuned in and already saw it, then now's your chance to get a load of it. Here we go. Let's hop right in. Alright, so some of this might be redundant to you guys. Some of it, maybe you haven't even seen it all or didn't hear about it. But if you're just tuning in now and you want to get more updates frequently about the new patches that come in game, I will be posting them every single time they come out. But of course, I may be a little bit late. So I haven't read anything about the 10.5 updates other than a few things that have come out, like this current event dungeon, so on and so forth. So a lot of that stuff I'll skip since the event dungeon's already here, or new champion updates that have come into the game. I want to get to the things that are behind the scenes, so to speak, where some players or many players just aren't aware that it's going to be happening soon. So there's new champions. We already know about this. There's a lot of new champions coming in, like Karosa, Covetous, because of the event dungeon, as well as Stolen Foulbeard, who is the fusion. Now, if you collect all 4 legendaries by August 5th, you get a special gift, which includes an avatar frame, Skull of Treason relic, and other valuables. If you collect all 5 champions at any point, to earn Chaos Awake's badge to show off your achievement. So that's kind of cool. So the Chaos Awake event dungeon, we've already talked about this. You have to fight your way through up to level 30. It's going to be pretty challenging dungeon to most people, but honestly, there's going to be players, content creators creating teams that are as free-to-play friendly as possible for the player base. So I'm sure there's already several teams out there that can destroy stage 30. I know of a Euros solo team already, but I think I've seen a Bronco one as well with Geomancer. So there's going to be tons more teams that are going to come out, and many players are going to be able to beat stage 30. Not no problem at all, but at least easier than you would have expected. The Coalition event, we already know about. That's going live right now in game. It's a lot easier to get the points than I expected, so make sure you're in game consistently and farming for the rewards. I myself am already at, I think, 2,000 points on my main free-to-play. I'm currently logged into my pay-to-win, but that one I haven't really touched it much. The Lemonici Chase, you all will get a free login champion, so make sure you're logging in. I'll be on the lookout for Lemonici. There's new relics. I've already gone over those in previous videos, so definitely take a look at the new videos that I've gone over. Champ Chase, Mountain King, I've already gone over this in a video, so check out the video. And Blind Seer, already went over her kit changes as well. So there's going to be some improvements in battle fixes. This is kind of what I want to see. A lot of people don't really see this behind the scenes or care to take a look at it, but they fixed a bug that caused counterattacking, not to ignore the effects that can cause counterattacking while it's not being processed. So something like the Marius counterattack, they fixed that bug, I believe. They fixed a bug that caused Thor Feyhammer's body to teleport back to its original position after being killed from a reflect damage buff during Hydra. Fixed a bug that caused champions to appear in different positions during battle due to a sheep debuff. I mean, there's still issues with champions going in random spots during battle in general throughout the game, but I'm sure at least they fixed it slightly in that sense. Fixed a visual bug that caused mythical champions to appear in the wrong form after a sheep debuff expired on them. Okay, during live arena, so that's kind of nice. I would see this happen constantly with Lady Mikage, where she's constantly swapping back and forth, but she swaps into her main form, but she's really in her alternate form, and it looks confusing, so you might get messed up there. Of course, you have to make sure you're reading the skills before you use the skills in battle. Fixed a visual bug that caused the number of bone armor stacks to decrease when a mythical champion changed form. I did not even know that that was happening because I don't really have many mythicals and none of them are in bone armor, so interesting to know that. Fixed a bug that caused Chimera's ram form to prioritize attacking a champion with 10 buffs instead of the champion under the duel effect. Yes, I did notice that was happening. That was super annoying, so that's a good fix. Fixed a visual bug that caused champion shadows to move incorrectly in the campaign in Cursed City. Never even noticed that. Personally, not really a big issue for me, but I get it. It's a visual bug nonetheless. Fixed a visual bug that caused shadows to display incorrectly when champions died in Classic Arena. Again, not something that I even paid attention to, but happy they fixed it. Fixed a bug that caused Acrizia to deal no damage to Akamori after the shade counter reaches 30. I don't have Acrizia, so I wouldn't know. Fixed a bug that caused a delay in displaying the damage after Sun Wukong activates his Now You'll See Us skill. I didn't even notice that one either. So a lot of these things I don't even notice, but it's interesting to hear what they're fixing in game. Fixed a bug that caused Siegfried the Nephilim to target enemies under stone skin buffs when battling on auto, even when there are enemies without stone skin. I mean, there's a lot of champions that they could fix with this AI for they target. Like my Foley, for example. If I have him on full auto and he's not in presets on defense in arena, then he will always go for some reason with the A2 instead of the A3, which is the block revive, or he'll go with the A1 because there's stone skin on one of the champions. I don't know why the champions do that. It's like a weird bug with the stone skin that causes the AI to be like, oh god, there's a stone skin, so let me just attack someone else or attack the person with the stone skin. It's very strange, and it's not just Siegfried that it happens to. They should really look into this a little bit deeper on other champions as well. Fixed a bug that caused Aislinn the Stalwart's Knight of Night skill to not provide immunity against debuffs reflected by the Wand of Submission. Fixed a bug that caused Loki the Deceiver's Misstep skill to not go on cooldown after activating. I mean, that's a pretty heavily impacting issue. That's a champion that every player should have gotten. I don't really use Loki, but I didn't even know this was happening. So basically, people are having a leg up with the skill cooldown here. So that's kind of cool. At least for the players who were using them consistently. Fixed a bug that caused Chalco the Blind's Inducer of Panic skill to be put on cooldown without being activated after blocking a True Fear debuff from the Head of Torment. Interesting. Again, not someone I own. A Void Legendary that I don't typically use because I don't have them. Fixed a visual bug that caused Sylvan Watcher's champions to disappear from the screen when zoomed in on while viewing them in the index. Huh. Again, didn't even know that was happening. I wish they could make it so you can zoom out further. I wish you could zoom out and see a aerial view of the champions. That'd be kind of cool, because some champions you can't even see their entire body on the screen when you're in the index or when you're in certain areas of the game, like Tavern as well. They should create an aerial view. That's just my personal opinion, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on that. Fixed a bug, a visual bug that caused... Okay, I see that already. Fixed a bug that caused the aspect of Siroth Relic to prevent the activation of Rhodos Lost Groom. Spurn Oblivion. Okay, they were going to fix that. They mentioned that, so I do know about that. Fixed a bug that caused the game to freeze when Volcanos Fumar killed an enemy with the Surging Demon Fire skill while that enemy was applying shield buffs to their allies. Again, I've never seen this happen, but that is interesting to know about. Fixed a bug that caused Ashnar Dragon Soul's Ignition Arc to only increase the duration of HP burn debuffs on the target. Oh, so it should be on as an AoE rather than just a target. Yeah, that makes sense. They got to fix that. That's a big issue. Fixed a bug that caused the stun debuff animation to remain after the effect. That still happens, I feel like. I don't know if this is still happening and you guys notice it, but maybe it hasn't happened over the last day or so, but I guess I'm going to be on the lookout of that, because that happens all the time in Arena, or had happened all the time in Arena, so hopefully it's done and gone. Fixed a bug that caused Nogdor the Headhunter to be able to kill himself using the Last Rites skill when equipped with a relic that had the Bloodthirsty Prowess gemstone socketed. Okay. Now, I do have Nogdor, but I haven't utilized him yet, so I'm not sure. I forget how his skills work. If he kills himself, I think he comes back to life and gets an instant turn or something like that. I'm not 100% sure on that guy's kit. I just personally haven't used him yet, but I do have him on my main free-to-play account. I'm reading it right now, behind the scenes here. Revives this champion with 50% HP and full turn meter when dead if all allies are alive. Does not work if there are multiple Nogdos on the team or if there are 3 or fewer. Okay, so he gets full turn meter. So if all of his allies are alive, he'll full turn meter himself, essentially. The HP sacrifice will happen if it kills his champion. It only works on 50% of his match HP. Yeah, so you could essentially just keep on taking turns, potentially, and going into after the Gore Feast, go into Last Rites, and then kill everybody. Yeah, I mean, that's a big issue. You don't want Nogdar to get multiple turns over and over and over. It's just kind of broken. Fixed a bug that caused Gizmak the Terrible's Ungodly Fury skill to not ignore an unkillable buff if the target of the skill can reflect the damage. Fixed a bug that caused Polara Fireheart's Elemental Mistress skill to enable all allies to deal increased damage against enemies under HP burn and freeze. I mean, I thought that's how her kit was supposed to be. Maybe she wasn't supposed to be that strong? Fixed a bug that caused Polara Fireheart's Elemental Mistress skill to enable all allies to deal increased damage against enemies under HP burn and freeze, so it's just herself? I thought it was all allies were allowed to do additional damage to people under HP burn and freeze, but I could be wrong. Fixed a bug that caused Taras the Fierce to counterattack enemies who hit Marichka the Unbreakable while she's under a sleep debuff. So maybe he wasn't doing it when she was under a sleep? Fixed a bug that caused tournaments to load slowly, yep. Fixed a visual bug that caused season points to display incorrectly, that has happened, yes. Fixed a bug in Siege that caused team up settings to not work, that's a problem. Fixed a bug that caused Thai and Arabic characters to not be displayed, okay, that's good to know. Fixed a bug that caused issues with being able to close a window when taking part in an in-game survey. Oh, okay, I never had this issue personally, but I'm sure there are people that have. Fixed a bug that caused people to be unable to claim Achieve Seasonal Chest when the finalization phase started. That's an issue. That probably ticked people off pretty badly. Fixed a bug that caused Deputy Limit Reach pop-up to be displayed when a clan leader attempted to change the role of a clan member. Fixed a bug that caused the Restore Energy pop-up to reappear when tapping the Super Raid checkbox after a player had already restored their energy. That's not a huge deal, but I guess that makes sense. Fixed a bug that caused the team up setting or team setup window to not close after a preset was deselected. Fixed a bug that caused Siege preset slots for defense team to disappear after deleting the preset that was assigned to the slot. Fixed a bug that caused HP burn debuffs applied to all allies to count towards. Okay, so I'm not really seeing anything, crazy here. I was thinking maybe there'd be a little bit more. Yeah, I was thinking there'd maybe be a little bit more than this, to be honest, in the 10.5 other than the champions and... the oil extract mixer. I did not... I actually went right over this, I think. Utilize your excess oils and extracts with the oil extract mixer. Swiftly combine low-tier resources into higher-tier ones and ascend your gear. Is that even good? Let's just take a quick peek here. So I don't know how much oils. I don't really even think I have much oils on this pay to win because I don't play it as often as my free to play. So oils, yeah, I can't even how would I even go about doing that? Oil mixer, here it is. I see, okay. 15k to make how many? 3 greater oils. So 10 lessers equals 1 greater. And 10 greater equals 1 superior. It's pretty expensive. 380, 760,000. That is very expensive, I'll be honest. Let me know what you guys think about the new greater extract mixer. I'm not a huge fan of that. The oil mixer, it's not for me. But I guess for those who have 200,000, 300,000 lesser oils, they're going to want to mix those. But again, it's super, super expensive. Just looking at it, imagine having to craft all that. Yeah, that'd be pretty ridiculous in my opinion. But I guess it is what it is. Chaos Awake Dungeon, yeah, we already went over that. But that's pretty much it. I mean, nothing too crazy other than the big buffs that came to they're not massive buffs, but they're pretty big buffs on old champions, Mountain King and Blind Seer, who I really liked that they updated, but I don't have either of them, I don't think, on either of my accounts. Maybe I have Blind Seer. Actually, let me check if I have. I do have a Mountain King on my pay to win, so maybe I'll go through and try to see if I can upgrade him and trial him out. But the gear on this account is not nearly as strong as my main free to play, so it's probably likely I don't even do a showcase just because of how bad the gear is, but that's just me. If you guys want to see a showcase on Mountain King, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be happy to make one from this pay to win account. But again, it's not that great. It doesn't have great gear on it. but be happy to do so either way if you're interested. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. That's the 10.50 updates for the patch, notes, and all the updates for fixing random things in the game that are always breaking down. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.